get into management. Did you get an opportunity to get into management at Halliburton, or did you, say, you know what,
No,
like I'm not getting this opportunity here. I'm going to make a move.
yeah, they were slow with it. And plus, is the downturn was happening in 2015. So I just said, I'm gonna start looking elsewhere. So I found a spot at the Huntsville Memorial Hospital, and man, they talk real good. Like the hospital was growing. They needed a network engineer. They needed a project manager, and the director at that time said, they were after expanding that I would get a chance to either start and manage a PMO or manage the network team. I was like, man, this is right up my alley. I can get here, help them grow, and then boom, slide right into management. But I got there. Things I did a lot of research. Looking at the articles, and I did all I could to make sure that was absolutely true. It's so I took the role and got there. Again, just working hard, doing my thing, helping them improve. And at that time, I got serious about actually getting certified for project management. So I go to the director. I'm like, hey, I want to take this PMP course and actually get certified. They're a small hospital, and pretty much the answer they gave me was like, "We'll give you the time off." Like a lot of times, the company stuff will sponsor you. When you go and do these certification stuff, because it helps improves your skill set and it also looks good for the company, especially if you got to go meet customers or it just looks good on the company profile
Yep.
as a whole.
Yep.
But that little hospital, they had nothing for me but time off.
Mm,
So
mm.
I had to dig into my own pockets, pay for my flight, hotel, course, and I left. I think I took a 5-day course in Chicago, and man, it's real intensive. Came back, probably 2 3 weeks, studied, went down to the testing center here in Houston. Well, in Houston when I was in that area, and took the exam. It's quite a different uh, exam from the tech exams. And tech exams are, you know, kind of straightforward. Like either you know it or you don't. But with the project management, it's intense. They hit you with these scenarios, and some of the answers to the questions are so similar. I mean, it's a tough exam, but if you study and prepare for it, I believe if it's right for you, you'll get it. So got my PvP in 2018 after managing projects for I don't know what 10, 12 years.
Yep.
And so the stuff at the hospital, they started crumbling. So I was there. I started creating an exit strategy. So I had to get out of there. So I left there, went to worked in finance for a little bit, Woodforest National Bank. That wasn't for me. The environment was it wasn't a good environment for me. So that landed on a contract at HPI, and I was there doing some pre-migration stuff. They were moving some stuff around in data centers. That's initially what I was hired for uh, as a contractor. And
Mm-hmm.
then they were getting ready to deploy their a new data center. It was going to be HPI's first internally managed data center, and they were doing it here in Austin at Data Foundry. And so the guy that was leading that project, he left to go he found another role. So they were in a pickle. Like they had kind of started this data center project. It was 10,000 square foot, $25 million project. So I met the guy that hired me. He remembered that I had some network background, data center, and project management. So he comes to me and asks me, "Can I manage their data center deploy or build out?" I was like, "Yeah." So I fell right into that role, managing their data center build out here at Data Foundry.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, it was it was incredible. One of the toughest things was like coming in that kind of project and getting the respect from all the other technical experts that you have to work with. But that was something I was used to doing coming in, because one of the cool things about me is I have a technical background. I'm not just a project manager, so I can speak their language, and they respect that I've been there. So I know what it is to like racking servers, putting screw nuts in there, like running cable. I know it. What they're doing. So I get a lot of respect right away because from my technical background.
Mm.
It's as somebody that was technical at the time, working with project managers that were just non-technical. They were just hey, when can you get it done? Let me put it on the calendar. I mean, you get a better performance, I think, out of project managers that are a little bit familiar with what you're managing as far as the project manager. So
I think I would agree with that. I would agree with that, Damien, and even to the point where I say this for the people who are coming out of school, we're looking to get into tech. Try to start with a solid foundation. Try to start with a solid foundation. You think about your career, right? You started your foundation as a networking engineer, as a network engineer. You did that throughout the military, right? Solid foundation. You understand networking. You will always understand networking, racking, cables, all of the stuff. Even to the point where you have a good understanding of the basics of cloud because it's around networking and so forth, right? I think about myself of starting my career off as a software engineer. I have a good a good foundation of the technical stuff that I had to do during that time in the supply chain space, right? To where even to this day, if I was to get into conversations about warehouse management or something along those lines, or some sort of coding, I understand the concepts behind it, right? And you're absolutely right. I think it does make for people who are getting to manager and leadership roles to have a good solid foundation versus the ones who come into it without that. I've been able to relate, and I think the better managers, the better leaders are the ones that do come with that solid technical foundation, especially project managers, like you said, having a good solid technical foundation, in my opinion, will make you a better project manager. Now, if you are just looking to get into tech and you don't have that technical foundation, it is what it is. You don't need it, right? It's nothing that you need, but it's something with understanding how your people are getting the work done because you've done it before. And when people can, some people will blow smoke and you can call it out because you've done it before versus not doing it and asking and people just giving you answers and you have nothing to relate it to because you don't have that sort of experience, right?
yeah,
So if for people who want to get into project management and you don't have any technical role, absolutely, it's a fantastic role to get into. Pay a lot will always be needed. The PMP is a great certification, like Damien got and said. It is a challenge, but it is a fantastic certification that you can use for the rest of your life, and it will carry you in your life as well because you are pretty much if you want to stay the project manager path, you can go down just about any industry. You can go in any industry. So for you folks who are looking to get into tech and you're thinking about project management and you don't have a technical background, it is still for you as well. But we are saying that if you want to get into project management and you're coming out of school, get a good strong, solid technical foundation, whatever it is, and that will help you even more. It will help you even more. Continue on, David.
absolutely. Yeah, having that technical background, man, I mean, it's not. It's exactly what you said. It's very helpful if you can get it. If not, man, I would suggest take it on. I mean, learning it. Get the background, the basis. You can catch up. I did. Anybody, any of y'all can do it.
Yep.
Um, so the data center HPI, we get it. Um, it's stood up. It's ready to go. We're about to start doing app migrations, and then the whole the world starts shutting down. This is September 2020. So the world starts shutting down. People are laying off, cutting staff. Contractors. The data center was stood up, so there wasn't a whole lot of. I mean, they could have used me for sure for the app migration, but they were just looking at their numbers. They were reducing staff, so some of us contractors got let go. So I'm out there looking for another role again. So I I found at the time we were thinking about moving, and I don't know why. We just time for a new scene, new change. So I got this. Well, actually, after I got the role at Dell, I landed a role at Dell in their major incident management team. So we manage all the big issues at Dell, whether it's Dell.com being down, a finance system broke, cloud isn't working. That all comes into the major incident management team. And there, man, it's a high octane role. Because you got VPs, directors, and they're coming in there trying to get their updates, and so you have to manage the whole situation from start to finish, as well as do the communication piece. It was a pretty good. pretty good role. But when I took that role, I took a bit of a hit on as far as pay. But it was for Dell. I'm like, man, it's, one of the company. It's a huge company. I'd like to work for them. So I'm like, you know, I'll get in and I'm gonna climb the ladder. Like there was no doubt. Like I just needed, given the opportunity, I'm just gonna excel.